Hi, everybody, and welcome to our Nourish to Flourish with H2O Water Challenge for 2024. I am so glad to see you today, and I have decided to record this so I can send this out bright and early in day one of your email, so you will be able to just click on it and watch it at your convenience. And so I'm just very excited that you have signed up for this, and hope that you're in the right place right now. I hope you have a few minutes to watch this today, and it's not too late to invite a friend. So I'm going to include in the email today a link that you can send to a friend if you'd like somebody to join us. So this week, we are going to learn about the importance of hydration and why water is so significant to our optimal health for our body and our mind. And in each day's emails this week, you're going to get some general information, and then you're going to get one simple tip, one little action step, or one baby step, as I like to call it, to help this drinking water become a habit, not something that you just do for 5 days and stop, right? Because we want it to go on for your lifetime. So why should we focus on water, and why should it be a habit for health, and who is this for, and who is it important for? Well, I'm going to discuss all that in a minute, but let me just introduce myself in case you don't know me. I am Leah Cheshire with Nurturing Your Life. I'm a national board certified health and wellness coach, but I'm also an autoimmune and IBS survivor. After 18 years of helping my family, myself, and clients, I've learned about the importance of nutrition and lifestyle and how that can help in improving your health. But I want you to improve yours as well, and to learn that health and optimal health can actually occur through the use of consistent daily small habits. And these habits are developed because we take a tiny step at a time, and that becomes a habit, and then that becomes a lifetime of successes. And how does success happen in anything, in your profession, at home, with cooking or cleaning or whatever? It's just that one small step at a time, right? But first, this disclaimer: I am a health and wellness coach. As I mentioned, I'm not a doctor. I always recommend you check with your own medical practitioner before beginning any kind of nutritional or lifestyle changes. All of this information is for educational purposes only and is not meant to be used as medical advice. So since we are in January of a new year in 2024, this is the perfect time to begin one small step, like drinking water. And so what are you going to find out this week? Well, you're going to find out why hydration is key for your body and mind, what health conditions might be at risk of not having enough water, symptoms that you're not drinking enough water, how much water should you actually drink? That's a common question I get. When is the best time to drink water? And then this is important: when is not the best time to drink water? What types of water and beverages are better to consume than others, and small daily steps to increase your success in drinking water that is going to support and encourage you this week. So you should have received your first email yesterday. It was called Day Zero. That was just the day before, kind of getting you ready. Today's email that I sent out earlier is called Day One, and it's going to have your first tiny step. So now let's discuss why hydration is important for your body. You've probably heard it is, but you may not remember from high school biology or college why. Your body depends on water to survive, right? Every organ, every muscle, every tissue, every cell requires water to function properly. Did you know your body is made up of about 70 to 80% of water? And so if you don't drink enough water, your body and your mind aren't going to function right. You may become dehydrated. so that you don't have enough fluid to operate, right? What happens if your car doesn't have enough oil or gas, right? The engine will stop, your car won't be usable, and you may not even be able to repair it, so you're out a car, right? Well, we can't get a new body, so we don't want this to happen to our body with fluid, with water, right? So how can you tell if you're drinking enough water? Well, actually, there are some signs that you might be dehydrated. One is little to no urine. You're not going to the bathroom very much. You just don't have it in you, so to speak. The second is look at the color of your urine. Is it a darker color? Is it kind of a dark yellow or amber color? Then that's probably a good sign you are hydrated. If it's pale color, I'm sorry, if it's a darker amber color, that's a sign that you are not drinking enough water. If it's pale and clear, then that's a sign that you are drinking enough. If you have dry mouth, if you're extremely thirsty, those might be signs that you're dehydrated. If you're sleepy or fatigued, sometimes it can be as simple as you haven't had enough water to drink that day. Sometimes people will get a bad headache when they're dehydrated. Maybe they're kind of confused or dizzy or lightheaded. If you cry and very few tears come out, that could be a sign that you're not drinking enough water. Now, there are some people who are at higher risk of dehydration than others, like if you have certain medical conditions, and some of those include if you have kidney disease or bladder infection or kidney stones. If you exercise a lot at a high intensity or in hot weather for too long, you might become dehydrated if you're not drinking enough water. If you're sick, you have a fever, you've been throwing up, you have diarrhea, you can easily become dehydrated. Women who are pregnant or breastfeeding can become easily dehydrated. If you're trying to lose weight, sometimes people don't want to drink fluid because they step on the scale and it shows that they've gone up. Well, that could be a sign that you're dehydrated. Your occupation, some people, whatever job they're working at, they aren't able to drink enough fluids during the day because they don't have time or they're not able to visit a restroom often. I know I hear this from teachers a lot who can't leave their classroom. Or maybe you're traveling. When we travel, often we don't want to drink too much because we don't have an access to a nearby bathroom, right? And also, older adults and children may be at risk of dehydration because they don't always sense when they're thirsty. So, how much water should you drink? Well, many experts say that you should drink about half your body weight in ounces. So, for example, for the sake of calculations, let's pretend like you weigh 120 pounds. Then about 60 ounces of water is about half, right? 60 is half of 120. So that's about how much water you want to drink in a day or you want to aim for, okay? That's around 7 to 8 glasses of water if your glass holds about 8 ounces, okay? Now, there's a caveat to this. Depending upon your age, your exercise intensity, the climate, the temperature, summertime, we're going to get hotter easier and we're going to lose water and fluid in our body, so we need to drink more water. Altitude, whether you live at sea level like I do or whether you live in the mountains, that's going to be a difference in how much water you need to drink. Your medical condition, like I mentioned earlier, and gender, all of that factors into how much water you should drink. So pay attention to the color of your urine and then look at some of those other factors we talked about. Now, one thing, you don't want to go from 0 to 100 miles per hour in 1 second when you're driving a car, right? Well, we don't want to do that with our water challenge this week either. And you might be going, Leah, what do you mean? Well, let me take you back to your childhood, or if you're a mom or a grandmother, you probably have read these to your children or grandchildren. You remember the Aesop's fable about the tortoise and the hare, or the turtle and the rabbit? Well, the turtle and the rabbit are having a race to see who could win, right? And of course, the rabbit and everybody else thinks that the rabbit's going to win. But the rabbit raced really hard initially, And then he became tired or lazy and he took a little rest, dropped out. He figured he'd have a little nap and then he would be able to still beat the turtle. Well, if you've read that story, you know what happened. The turtle just kept on walking at a slow but consistent pace. And here's the important part: one baby step or one turtle step at a time. And the turtle beat the rabbit, right? So that's what I want to encourage you with this week as we do our Nourish to Flourish H2O challenge. You may be here because you want to increase your water intake for various reasons. Maybe you realize you haven't been drinking enough, but you're one of those people who you really want to excel in your health habits, and anything you do, you want to do well. Now, does anybody tend to be a perfectionist like me? Raise your hand, okay? But if you think that you're going to start drinking the maximum amount of water for your body right now, I'm here to tell you, please don't do that. Please listen to me. Don't do that. If you begin drinking an excessive amount of water, a large increase in water today from what you did yesterday, guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel bloated. You're going to be running to the bathroom every half hour or so. And then you're going to be calling or messaging me and saying, Leah, I can't do this. So let me help show you how to take tiny steps as you ease into this challenge this week, right? Just do the small steps that I've mapped out for you every day. That's why we're doing it in 5 days. And then I want you to see how you're feeling by Friday. That's going to be the day after our challenge ends, right? So that you're going to probably have less fatigue and brain fog and feel less bloated by the end of the 5 days. And some people even tell me that they slept better and they've even ate less during the 5-day challenge. So I'm not a betting woman, but if I was, I would say you're going to feel a lot better taking it slow and easy, just like the tortoise did. So be a turtle this week, okay? Now, here are some things that you might want to get that's going to help you out this week that are also kind of fun. Herbal teas. You know, some people talk about plain old water being boring. So this week I'm going to give you some ideas about how to make it more interesting. But one thing you might want to go out and get you is some herbal teas, you know, just an assortment. You can use some with caffeine, but get more decaf. And I'm going to talk about that more later this week. Also, measure how much your glass at home holds. Let me show you what I mean. I've got these 2 glasses that I drink from here at home. This is a large one and this is a small one. And I've measured them out, okay? This small one holds 8 ounces, which is 1 cup. The large one holds 16 ounces, which is technically 2 cups, right? And so you kind of just want to have an idea, you know, because if you were aiming for 7 or 8 glasses, but that's really meaning cups, 8 ounces, it would be this, not drinking 8 of this large one. You see why it's important to kind of know what you have? Also, thermoses or you know, like Yeti tumblers or other brands like Stanley are kind of fun to have. You don't have to go out and buy them. If you have them, that's great. Look on the bottom and see how much they measure. Let me show you a couple of mine. Here's one that's made of glass, and that's a great non-toxic material to be drinking from. Here's another one. This is a Yeti, which is stainless steel, and that's another good product, and it, you know, is non-toxic. Then I do have this one that I received somewhere, and it's plastic, but I looked on the bottom of it and it says BPA free, and that's what you want to look for. BPA is a toxic ingredient that they put when they're making plastics, and that is very toxic for your body, so you don't want that. So make sure yours doesn't have it. It's not healthy for your body or your mind, okay? Now, you don't need those thermoses or tumblers, right? You can just use glasses, you know, and I use those when I'm here at home. I just use my thermoses or other things when I'm traveling in my car or when I'm away from home, okay? So Today, though, do your tiny step. It's in your email from this morning, and every day look for your daily emails. They're going to be sent out by 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, probably even a little bit earlier. And if you have any questions or comments this week, you can always just reply to your email. You can post in our private Facebook group. You can message me. I'm going to check on that periodically, and I'll do my best to answer you. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you're going to have a great week on our Nourish to Flourish with H2O challenge for 2024. Thanks for joining me, and have a wonderful week.